said and done, you will believe God is a woman. And
hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, hi, hello, how are you doing? I'm Jordan. I am doing a video on this Pat McGrath Mothership palette right here. If you guys know anything about makeup, Pat McGrath is an incredible makeup artist and an incredible brand. She just makes really dope makeup. A lot of her stuff has been used in Taylor Swift music videos. That's kind of how I heard of the brand and her, and she just has really unique shade ranges and colors and just things, and her stuff is known for being just highly pigmented and pretty sick. Today I wanted to show you guys how I use this palette. This palette is really expensive. You get 10 shades, and it's $125. I have my Morphe palette right here, my 35O, and I think this is like, I don't know, how many shades do I get here? I get a lot of shades here, and I think this palette was like maybe $30. I think $125 is a really big price for this, but Pat McGrath, it's an incredible brand, and like, it's like Pat McGrath is like the Louis Vuitton of makeup, you know, like you pay money for it, basically for the label and to be like, I have this palette, but also because it's a good product. Maybe it's not worth $125, maybe like $85, but I would still buy another palette from her just because it's so amazing. I really like it. But I hope you guys enjoy this tutorial. I'm sorry if I suck at explaining during this tutorial. I'm gonna work on it. Just haven't filmed in a while, and I was really uncomfortable and just weird. I don't know why. It's just sometimes it's weird filming when you haven't filmed in a long time, especially makeup. I haven't done it in a long time, but I hope you guys enjoy. So my camera totally died and cut off there, so I'm sorry for that really awkward transition, but let's get started. I'm just taking some Laura Mercier on the back of my hand and using just kind of like a small buffing brush to just apply some concealer to my eyelid. So I'm going to be using a Morphe R37 brush. It's basically just a huge fluffy brush, and I'm going to be going into this brown shimmery shade. It maybe comes out more as a satin finish when I use it as a transition shade, but I'm going to use that just in my crease and just blending it out. I do wish they had in this palette like a lighter matte shade, but this honestly works really well. All the colors in here blend out so freaking smoothly, so I never really have trouble creating like a look, and all the colors are kind of like meant to kind of go together. And I like to hit in here and get really deep in there. I don't know why, it's just something I've been liking to do, and then I fan it out towards my brow bone and creating like that kind of like cat eye effect. So now I'm gonna go in with this shade. What am I doing? This shade right here. It's right next to the brown color. This one's kind of a satiny finish as well, but I'm going in with kind of a smaller brush. This one's by Joe Fresh, which is just like a Nordstrom Rack brand. It was like $3, but it's a really good blending brush. But it's a little smaller than the other one I was using, so I'm going to get kind of tight into this outer crease over here and just work this color in. Sometimes I like to lift my lid a little bit when I'm doing this. And then pulling it kind of down towards my eyelash line. And I'm actually going to use this shade all over my lid as well. So I'm just going to go in with like a flat shader brush and just pick up some pigment and work it on. I'm going to go in with that big blending brush in the brown shade we originally used and just go back in my crease and kind of darken it up. Now I'm going to go in with this shimmery shade. It's like my favorite shade. Is kind of like monochromatic, and it just kind of gives off like this iridescent, like, I don't know whether monochromatic, I don't know, it's iridescent-y, but I'm just gonna kind of apply a little bit on my lid And it just adds like almost like this wet sheen to my eye. I don't know whether the camera's picking it up. But I literally just tap it on there. You don't need a lot of this product just because it's so pigmented. All the shadows in here are so pigmented. You don't need to use a lot of product to get through it. And then I'm gonna go in to this pinky shade right here. And I'm just gonna go in and hit my inner corner with that. And then I'm gonna hit my brow bone too. I'm gonna just use a cotton swab. I will say there is a little bit of fallout from these shadows. I'm just using some micellar water and a cotton swab, and I'm just gonna clean up the fallout that happened. But this is basically the finish of the eyeshadow look. I'm gonna go ahead and do my face really quick, and then come back and do the bottom eyelash line for you guys. So I finished up my face, and now I'm gonna kind of go back into this palette right here. I'm gonna use the tiny brush that I used to highlight my inner corners with earlier, and I'm gonna use it to buff out my lower lash line, and I'm just gonna be switching between these two colors right here. Now I'm just gonna kind of mix them together, blow off my excess, and kind of just use it to smoke out this lower lash line. I'm gonna go in with my inner corner highlight again. I just brushed this off on like a brush, and I'm gonna go into that light pink shade again and just kind of brighten that area up. Okay. I'm also gonna apply my favorite lipstick. This is in the shade Abu Dhabi Soft Matte Lip Cream. I think I always use the shade. I never really detour from it, but it goes with almost every makeup look I do. So this is my finished look using the Pat McGrath palette. This palette is very expensive, I know that, but I really like it. It's definitely a palette I go to a lot. I always tend to use it in some way, shape, or form when I'm doing my makeup or my eyeshadow. For me, it was worth the money. For you, it's probably not worth the money if you don't care about doing eyeshadow that much. But if you are a collector of makeup like me, I think it's just something good to collect and have, especially because a lot of people don't know who Pat McGrath is. Yeah, so this is kind of my finished look. Just kind of a good option to do if you're, you know, going to dinner like I am, and going to cheesecake. It's like a fun just look where people will be like, oh wow, your eyeshadow is really cool, but you didn't really work that hard on it. Literally this was a mix between 4 different shades, which I think is pretty incredible, that you can do this look with just 4 shades. I really like the palette. I have really nothing against it besides the price, but you get what you pay for. You get amazing packaging, you get a good brand label if you're into labels, and you also get some really just really unique colors. I've never really seen these colors in any other palette that I've bought or that I have, and I have a lot of palettes, and I don't have palettes like that, so I think it's pretty cool and interesting. But anyways, I'm gonna film more, hopefully not be so awkward when I'm doing makeup tutorials. It was kind of weird doing a makeup tutorial just because I haven't done one in a long time, and it's also really hard to talk when you're doing your makeup. So I forget half the things that I'm thinking because I'm like so focused on making sure it's blended out. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys tune in to more. If you guys haven't watched my last video, it was kind of breakup advice and how to be happy when you're single, so feel free to check that out as well, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed. And yeah, follow my Instagram. It's Jor Deershaw, just like this YouTube. But I love you guys. Thank you for watching.